Hi everybody, Brian Matthew from Verico the Mortgage Professionals in Kingston, Ontario, and welcome to another edition of Mortgage Straight Talk. In today's edition of Mortgage Straight Talk, we're going to be talking about winning the mortgage renewal game. In my last video, which was on the Rule of 5, where I showed you a very simple technique to save an awful lot of money on your mortgage, if you look at that video and you're coming up for a mortgage renewal, it's a great strategy to put in place if you haven't done it previously when you're talking to your mortgage provider about your renewal. But today we're going to talk about winning the mortgage renewal game. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, this is an unbelievable statistic. Banks renew 70% of their current mortgages at posted rate. Now, what does that mean to the consumer? Well, I took a $200,000 mortgage at today's posted rate of 5.29, compared it to a fully discounted rate at 3.39 right now. The difference over a 5-year term amounts to $18,000. And I don't know about you, but $18,000 is a heck of a lot of money to be putting in the bank's pocket and not yours. So let's talk about the difference between banks and mortgage brokers and some of the things you should be looking at in terms of mortgage renewals. First of all, just some of the things that we find out. TD and RBC, when they send out their mortgage renewals, normally do them at the same discount as your previous term. Well, if you didn't get the best rate at the outset, you know on your mortgage renewal you're still not getting the best rate that you can. CIBC, Scotia, BMO all send their mortgage renewals out at posted rate. Now, what's the difference between a broker or broker lenders and the banks? Well, in most cases, brokers are dealing with lenders who give you a fully discounted rate at the outset, and those lenders also have the best discounts on their renewals. So they don't play the same game as the banks. They don't say, here's a rate. They give you the best deal that they can right up front and on your mortgage renewal. And on average, mortgage broker rates are about 1.6% less than posted rate. Certainly right now we're closing in on 2%. So that's a huge difference in your mortgage rate when you consider posted and this $18,000 over here compared to what you could get. But obviously if you're not dealing with a mortgage broker, you may not know. Now, let's talk about mortgage renewal letters. A lot of mortgage renewal letters are sent out shortly before closing, and the reason that they're done like that is so that there's not a lot of time for you to think about what you're going to do. Some of them may be time sensitive. Some of them may say, act now, we're only holding this rate for a short time. And this statistic holds true as to how successful they've been with this particular strategy, because let's face it, a lot of times we're very busy. You get something in the mail, people look at their past payment on their mortgage, they look at their new rate, their mortgage is up for renewal, they don't have a lot of time, they just initial it and send it back. And 70% of you are doing that right now and costing yourselves thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, another thing to look at in mortgage renewal options, make sure that if you're looking around and you're shopping around for a mortgage, some mortgage renewals say that if you don't contact them by renewal date, they'll auto-renew you. And some of them will auto-renew you into the same term you had before. Some of them will put you into a 6-month closed or a 6-month convertible. So that will limit your opportunity to do something with your mortgage renewal because you'll face a penalty to get out of it. So ensure that you act before, and if you need more time, then contact your institution, ask them to put you into an open mortgage, which will be at a higher rate than what you're used to, but you'll only be in it for a short time. Now let's talk about renewing. So if you've been with a mortgage broker and you get your mortgage renewal, we're all pretty honest people. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the renewal that you get from your lender, and we're going to make sure that what you're getting from your lender is as close to the best rate that's offered in the marketplace. And you know, 5 basis points, 10 basis points doesn't make a whole lot of difference. We're going to ensure that whoever we put you with, they're still giving you the best bang for the buck when it comes to your mortgage renewal. Banks are a little different. I'm going to give you an exercise that you can do with your bank to see how you make out in your mortgage renewal. And what you want to do is when you get the mortgage renewal, which will probably be at posted rate, phone them up and say, what's your best rate? What's the bank? Because if you've dealt with that bank for a long time, if you're a customer of that bank, I would assume that they're going to give you the best rate that they can. That may not be the case. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to make an appointment with a broker. Don't phone a broker because quite honestly, in my case, I don't have the time to deal with you on the phone. I would like to get you in to show you what I can do for you. If you're just phoning me to get a rate, I'm not particularly interested in talking to you, and I'll tell you why. Go into your broker, don't tell him the rate that you got for the bank. Ask him what's the best rate he can give you. And in my shopping video, I don't know if you've seen it, but in my shopping video there's 4 questions I said you should ask when you're shopping for a mortgage. And you're doing a job interview. You're doing a job interview with somebody that you want to handle your mortgage for you, not just now, but in the future. So those 4 questions are very important. You should be asking them of your bank or the mortgage broker that you're dealing with. You have to ask yourself a question. Who do you trust your financial future to? Because if the bank gave you their best rate and the mortgage broker quotes you a lower rate, what are you going to do? You have a decision to make. Are you going to stay with the bank and reward them for trying to take advantage of you? I was a banker for 17 years. My job as a banker, and let's face it, a bank is a profit center. My job was a banker, not to give you the best rate. My job was to try and make the most money for the bank. And that's not a bad thing. That's what I was getting paid to do, but most people don't realize that. So you have a decision to make, whether you're going to stay with the bank or you're going to move to the mortgage broker. Ask yourself, what has your bank done for you? What can your mortgage broker do for you? What are the strategies? What are the things that mortgage broker is going to do differently than your bank is doing for you? Because you're going to make a relationship or a new relationship with a person that hopefully is going to help you plan and strategize your mortgage to save money for you, not make money for the lender. Now, if your bank says, well, we'll match the rate, you know what? It's the same situation up here. If they give you one rate and then say, well, we'll match the rate that's out there, what are they really doing? Are they really working for you, or are they saying, well, here's the rate. If you go out and find better, we'll match it. If you don't deserve the best rate up front, why are you staying there? So, a broker looks after your best interest, not the interest of the bank. Hopefully, that gives you sort of an explanation of the mortgage renewal game. We think, as brokers, we can do a better job for you because we do a lot more than just give you a mortgage. And that's really what I've been talking about when I talk about strategies and winning the mortgage game. Deal with somebody who is going to be your mortgage partner for life, somebody that's going to work for you, not the lender. I'm Brian Matthey. This is Mortgage Straight Talk. Thanks for watching.